Hi everyone, welcome back. Dave Verdun here from innovationtutorials.com. So today's video tutorial is about the separation principles, which are four really great strategies that deal with a certain type of conflict seen in product development. And actually, these principles work for products, they work for services, business processes, and even life in general. So they're one of the tools that comes from the trees world, trees being the theory of inventive problem solving. And while Trees has several different tools in its toolbox, I believe these separation principles are likely the easiest to learn in the shortest amount of time and the highest amount of value. It's a really great tool that works really well. So in this video tutorial, you'll learn how to go from or type thinking to and type thinking. So how can we get this and that as opposed to settling for this or that? So it's kind of like having your cake and eating it too. You'll learn an algorithm on how to use time, space, structure, and conditions to resolve these physical contradictions. You're going to see plenty of examples on everything we just talked about. If it's a physical contradiction, what you're going to learn in this tutorial is there's a different set of tools. They're called the separation principles, and there's four of them. So we learned that technical contradictions and physical contradictions are related. And most technical contradictions actually have a physical contradiction that's almost causing the technical contradiction to happen. The first form for a physical contradiction is just a presence and an absence form. I can make a bat that's so smooth you wouldn't believe it, but it might take me a long time to make it, therefore I'm not going to make very many bats per day. Or I can make a whole bunch of bats in a day, but they might not be very smooth. So I think we can argue that that's a technical conflict. If I have really long wings, I get lots of lift. If I have very short wings, I have less drag, therefore better speed. So we could argue a physical contradiction is wing length. I want long wings for lift and short wings for speed. So let's start with separation in time, the first of four separation principles. So separation in time says that at a certain time, t equals 1, the system has property x, while at another time, it has property negative x. So you're all probably familiar with the US Navy's F-14 or F-111. They have wings that are long when they need them long during takeoff and landing, and then when you get up to speed, they sweep back. So now I'm going to give you a little challenge. So let's see if you can figure this one out. So you want to create a jar. In the top of the jar, you want round so you can screw a cap on it, but you also want it lipped so it's easy to pour out of that. The entire system behaving with a property z, but it's made up of a bunch of elements that have a property negative z. Last example here. You're transporting cable that's wound up on these coils here. The problem is that these things, when you put them on the back, roll very easy. So when you're on the pavement, the contact area of the tire on the pavement is very narrow. But when you go off-road, when it's a little bit softer and a regular shape, you can actually let a little bit of pressure out of your tire,